Imagine your favorite local diner, the one you always go to. Now think about its back entrance vital for deliveries, staff, taking out the trash. What if a neighbor suddenly tried to block that, just completely cut it off, puts the whole business at risk, right? Well, that's kind of what's happening at the Golden Eatery in Mears, Michigan. Today, we're doing a deep dive into this property dispute, our goal, to give you the legal basics to understand it and maybe spot similar issues closer to home.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here is the neighbors' moves, they feel aggressive, sure, maybe intimidating, but they aren't really a formal legal action yet. It's more like a pressure tactic. The real conflict, it seems, is between the official property lines on paper and this like long-standing unwritten right to use that back way.
Okay, so Golden Eatery, 5689 W Foxart. It's a breakfast place, brunch. That back alley is absolutely crucial. Staff use it, deliveries come through, trash goes out. So when you say the neighbor's trying to declare property lines, it feels like more than that. Like they're trying to choke the business. Economic coercion, almost.
It certainly looks that way.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned the buildings are sort of all in one stretch, that's a big clue.
Yeah.
That often points to what lawyers call party walls or shared structures.
Party walls.
Yeah, meaning historically there was likely some kind of understanding, maybe unwritten, about shared access or maintenance. So it's probably a lot more complicated than just drawing a line on a new map. There's history baked in.
And speaking of history, this is where it gets really fascinating. The Golden Eateries building.
Yeah.
It dates back to 1900. That's what, over 120 years old? So how does that incredible age play into this? Does it give them some kind of legal superpower, like this prescriptive easement thing?
It absolutely could. That long history is potentially their strongest argument. A prescriptive easement is basically a legal right you gain to use part of a neighbor's property.
Right.
But it has to meet certain tests. The use must have been open and notorious, like not hidden.
Okay.
Continuous, so uninterrupted. And adverse, which essentially means without the owner's formal permission.
Right, just doing it because you always have.
Exactly. And in Michigan, that usage needs to last for a statutory period of 15 years.
15 years. And they've got over 120.
Precisely. That history, that 120 plus years, blows the 15-year requirement out of the water. It creates a very strong presumption that the right exists.
So proving it. It's not just saying we've been here forever. They need actual proof.
Oh, definitely. You need to build a case. That means digging up historical documents, think old photos showing the access being used, maybe old business records, delivery logs, and getting sworn statements, affidavits from people who've known the property for decades, longtime locals.
Wow.
Even physical evidence, like is the pavement worn down in that alleyway from years of use? All that helps paint the picture for a court.
Okay, gathering all that sounds like quite the job. But let's say they get all this evidence. Is actually filing the case and navigating the courts straightforward? You mentioned Oceana County has some quirks.
That's a really important point. Yes, there's a significant procedural hurdle here.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of places now, most official Oceana County records, deeds, plat maps, even court filings, they're generally not available online.
Seriously, no online access.
Mostly no. So you can't just sit at your computer and pull up the deed from 1950. It means you, or more likely your attorney, needs to physically go to the county offices in Hart.
Hart, okay.
Yeah, Hart's the county seat. You'll need to visit the Register of Deeds, maybe the Golden Township Assessor's Office, the Circuit Court Clerk, or make formal written requests. Relying on, say, Google Maps or Zillow for property lines here would be a huge mistake. You need the official recorded documents.
Got it. So boots on the ground research. Okay, let's pivot to an action plan. What should the owner of the Golden Eatery be doing, like, right now?
First things first, stop any informal chats or negotiations with the neighbor about this, especially anything unrecorded.
Right, no more hallway conversations.
Exactly. Yeah, this needs to be handled formally now. The absolute priority is to hire a qualified Michigan real estate attorney. And ideally, one who knows the Oceana County courts and how things work locally. That local knowledge can be invaluable.
Makes sense. Attorney first. What else?
Second, start that evidence gathering immediately, proactively. Get those official records from Hart. Round up any historical photos, talk to potential witnesses, and get their statements written down and notarized if possible. And keep a detailed log, a diary, essentially of every single interaction with a neighbor regarding this issue. dates, times, what was said, any threats.
Document everything.
Everything. That documentation strengthens their position immensely.
Okay, so they get a lawyer, gather the proof. What are the paths to actually resolving this?
Well, with a strong case based on that history and evidence, several things could happen. The neighbor might back down once they see the legal position. Or it could lead to a negotiated formal easement agreement that gets recorded.
A written agreement.
Yes. Mediation is also an option. But if none of that works, the ultimate step is likely filing what's called a quiet title action in the Oceana County Circuit Court.
Quiet title.
Yeah, it's a lawsuit specifically designed to settle ownership questions and establish clear rights to property. In this case, it would ask the court to legally recognize and confirm the prescriptive easement.
Okay, so it sounds like the Golden Eatery, despite the intimidation tactics, actually has a pretty strong legal leg to stand on because of that incredible history. It really underscores that this isn't just about a line on a map, it's about a right to operate that's been earned over decades.
Absolutely. And the key now is shifting from reacting to the neighbor's moves to proactively asserting their rights. Having this knowledge, getting that legal help, building the case, that's how they protect their business. It puts them back in control.
So, before we finish, here's something to think about. Consider all those shared driveways or little pathways between buildings you see every day. How many of those seemingly casual arrangements, might actually be underpinned by decades of use? Forming these unwritten but potentially legally solid historical agreements, just like the situation unfolding at the Golden Eatery, makes you look at your own neighborhood a bit differently, doesn't it?